Well, this is really happening. This is this is it. We're here. The moment that I've been waiting for the last 3 years, at very least. I don't know. Welcome to the Jimmy M Podcast. Hope you enjoy your stay. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Jimmy Mullen. I am 20 years old, and I've been making YouTube videos and things like that since I was around 9 years old. I've had various aliases on the internet over the years. Ben 10 UA 101, Thunderax, RWD, really weird dude. And now I just kind of go by my own name. That's just what I've been up to. I've been using my own name since like 2015, I think, and I've pretty much been doing that ever since. When I was in high school, I made a bunch of vlogs that you can still find on my YouTube channel to this day. The current channel that I have has been active since like 2016, 2017, but I've had multiple channels over the years. Unfortunately, they're no longer existent. I don't have most of the videos that I made on those channels. I have a good portion from like 2014 to 2015, but a lot of those are also missing. And even stuff before that, from when I was like not even 10 years old, stuff I was making like that, a lot of that stuff completely gone. There's like some elements of that kind of stuff floating around the internet. Like if you search my old usernames, you find like videos from other people, but videos from myself are practically no longer on YouTube. I've mainly consisted of making videos in regards to talking about video games and movies and things like that. But in 2015, I started making vlogs. I was in like 8th grade, and I would bring my camera out to recess and I would just record whatever the fuck was going on. And a lot of people used it to shout their Instagram out or whatever, even though their shit was private and they were like only 13 years old. No one was going to follow them, but whatever. I would leave their links in the description or whatever it was. And, you know, I did that for a while, and like it was fun and whatnot. But it really didn't start to, like, I took down a lot of those videos. But I do have a bunch of my videos from like sophomore year of high school and onward. I didn't vlog my freshman year. I wasn't really doing YouTube very much at all my freshman year, at least like consistently, and, you know, with myself being like the main focus or whatever. And then in 2016, 2017, I started making vlogs again. I started watching people like Casey Neistat and Alex CND, who to this day is one of my favorite YouTubers. I resonate with a lot of his content, and he's been a drive for a lot of the stuff I've made over the last 4 to 5 years. 2018, there was definitely a decline with my videos as a lot of things were changing in my life. Even though I wanted to make school a priority, I just couldn't, at least in my head, because it was just such a downer and just a bunch of other stuff happening in the background with my family and things like that. My dad left in 2018, and that really took a toll on my mental health. My dad leaving really hit home because all of a sudden it was just me and my mom and my brother. And, you know, he wasn't at my graduation. He got my birthday age. He got my age wrong when I turned 18. He thought I was turning 17. And I couldn't afford to go to the college that I really wanted to go to. It was just crazy expensive, especially with my mom being the only parent providing. It was hard. And, you know, I was really set on this college that I really wanted to go to. And it didn't happen. And I didn't really have a backup plan either. On top of that, I moved. Now, granted, it's only 30 minutes away or so, but even to this day, still not having a driver's license, it's a lot harder to get around and do things. Granted, nowadays, my girlfriend drives, so that's kind of how I get out of the house other than going to work. Plus, I had friends at the time that, I mean, they acted like I moved to fucking Florida, even though I was like a half hour away, didn't want to drive out. And, I mean, it just kind of showed. It was like, you know, I guess I'm not really a priority, but I'm not even trying to, make myself the issue or whatever it is. It was just, didn't seem like I was really valued. And a lot of people started distancing themselves from me. As soon as I moved, it was like, oh shit. I mean, yeah, like granted, we're adults now, high school's over. You find out who your real friends are after high school, but it still really hit me. And I was already at a low point already. I graduated high school June 2019, and right away I went to work because I wasn't going to college. I decided I don't know what I want to do. I don't have a driver's license. I can't really get to college even if I wanted to. And plus, I wasn't even that like I was set on going to that college for mass communications. I was going to do like TV news kind of stuff and like broadcasting and all that, similar to what I was doing in high school, which was great. Mind you, it was fantastic. My high school's TV studio. Shout out to Mr. Barry, and Pat. It was great. Great experience. Really got me through high school. So I ended up just going to work. I started working at a grocery store. I still work there to this day, and that's practically all I've been doing the last 2 years, like 2.5 years. I was still kind of making YouTube videos here and there, but especially, what was it? February 2020 was the last time I uploaded a video for about a year and a half. My priorities changed. Plus, I had like no motivation, and all of my time was going towards working. And I was just so, down in the dumps. I've been so, like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to say depressed. I'm not diagnosed with anything. I'm not just going to throw it out there, say I'm like bipolar or whatever, because I don't know that. I've had like no motivation to do anything. Plus the state of YouTube, everything changing with demonetization and all of these people getting banned and tons of different rule changes, things you can and can't say, everyone walking on fucking eggshells. Like it was very demotivating. And plus, like I said, C&D, one of my favorite YouTubers growing up, elementary, middle, high school, especially in high school, like when the Nintendo Switch came out, he stood in line outside of the Nintendo store like every day for a month, just in anticipation for it. And he was the first in line. He made it this whole YouTube vlog series that really inspired me to start making vlogs. And those were a lot of fun when I was doing them in high school. I had content I could make because we would go on a field trip and I could just do that, do little fun antics with my friends and stuff like that. Like that stuff was fun. And I loved doing those videos. It's just, once a lot of that stuff went away, especially after leaving high school, I wasn't seeing my friends as much, if at all. And I was just going to work. And obviously, I'm not going to fucking bring my camera to work and be like, hey, guys. Like, no, it's one, I don't need that energy going to my YouTube or anything. I don't need them, a corporate person, to be like, hey, you can't do that. You have to take that down. I don't want to risk that either. Plus, nothing really goes on anyway. So there's no content there. So, when I'm not working, all I'm really doing is I'm exhausted. So I just lay down and watch a movie. That's practically all I've done the last 2 years. I put out a video in February 2020 with my friend TV Sonic, who I've known since 2011. We met online. We liked the same things like Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff like that. I watched his YouTube stop motion series he had at the time when he was like, I don't know, like 12, 13 or something. And we met up. For the first time I met him was at LI Retro 2016. It was a retro gaming convention on Long Island. And the second time was when we hung out. We went to the video game store in Levittown together. That was a lot of fun. Haven't seen him since, but I would love to do another collab with him. We both talked. We're both down to do it. It's just, the other thing, of course, that kind of blew everything out of the water was COVID. As we all know, the world just kind of went to shit in March 2020. And, a lot of people, went through quarantine. They had to stay home and I never had that. As much as an introvert as I am, as I always have been, a lot of my time as a child, I was indoors on the computer, bullshitting or making YouTube videos or editing a video, whatever it was. I didn't have the time or even the motivation. I never really got a quarantine because I was working, and I haven't stopped working since. Um, I think I took a week off like a month into the pandemic, but then it like goes by like that. So it's like, oh shit, I'm already back to work. And plus, I had friends that were away at college still. That was another thing. That was another reason why I didn't see a lot of people, because people were at college. I don't know if I mentioned that. So that's one thing. And then there's, and then it's just, a lot of toxicity, a lot of bullshit drama. I mean, personally, I don't really care for high school drama anymore. It's been so long. It's been 2.5 years since high school's been over for me. I'm doing my own thing. Other people doing their own thing. It is what it is. I was originally going to start this podcast sometime in 2020, but then the pandemic happened. I was going to do it with two of my friends, Liam and John, who, by the way, are going to be in the next episode. I will talk about that in just a little bit. But I was going to do it with them, and then the pandemic happened. So I was like, oh shit. Like I would do it online, like over like a Zoom call, but like that's not pristine. Like there could be technical issues and shit like that, and I don't want to deal with that and make that like the thing for every episode or whatever. So I decided if I'm going to do this podcast, I 9 times out of 10 would rather have the guest here in person with me. So it just wasn't going to work out, especially since we all had to stay home, not be in contact with not be in contact, but like just not like be in person with each other because of the deadly virus that's going around. So of course I didn't see my friends for a while because of that too. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to delay this podcast to 2021. Then my friend Liam moved. So it was like, oh shit. He moved out of state. He's in Virginia. So I was like, all right, so now it's definitely not going to happen. So I figured, you know what? I've seen a lot of solo podcasts be successful. I'm going to try and do that. It's probably the easiest way to do it. I can just bullshit into a mic for an hour for each episode and talk about whatever I feel like, and I'm just going to do it that way. So that's what I'm doing here, I guess. But I will also have guests on. I'm planning on having, I already have the second episode shot, which was the first episode that I recorded. Like I said, I already have it shot. It's with my friends Liam, John, and Wendell. That should be up a couple days after this one goes out. So whenever this one goes up, I'm hoping to get it out by Christmas Day, if not sooner. You should see the second episode a couple days after that. So just a heads up, there's going to be another one coming out within a couple days. That one should be a lot of fun. We weren't really set on what we wanted to talk about. We kind of just, they kind of took over, talked about sports. I talked with John about the history of his cars and stuff. He's 21 and has had like 6 different cars because they've all fucked up in some way, shape, or form. So we did talk about a lot of that. That's going to be up in a couple days, like I said. So it hasn't been until more recently that I've been able to see people, with the world reopening, a lot of mandates about social distancing have been lifted, at least where I am. I know in other parts of the world it's still crazy. Of course, my well wishes to everyone across the world. I hope you and your family are good and you're dealing with this in the most safest and, appropriate way that you can. I hope you're not being irresponsible and stuff like that. Of course, wear a mask, do what the CDC tells you to do. You should. I'm not going to get into it more, but, if you want to get out of this sooner, just do what you got to do. That's all I got to say. All I wanted out of this was to go back to the movies. And now I finally can. I'm going to see Spider-Man tomorrow night, the 16th. I'm recording this on the 15th. I'm so excited, by the way. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. Another, I'm looking at my notes here. Uh, another reason why I wasn't really uploading was Alex CND pretty much just disappeared for a while. So I don't know. I wasn't motivated enough, and I'm not gonna take all my focus on him. But it's just like, once he started uploading again, which was a couple months ago, I kind of got a drive again. I just did. It just kind of happened. I was like, oh fuck, he's back and he's doing good. I kind of want to make videos again because it really showed me like, yeah, the world's healing. People are doing cool stuff again. So I think I'm finally ready to get out of the funk that I've been in the last 2 years without making content. And I think I'm ready to finally voice myself across my platforms and hopefully grow. Even with my channel not being as active, I still gained a bunch of subscribers. I now have over 500, which is crazy. Easily now I'm the most popular I've been on YouTube ever. So I just want to thank all the people who have subscribed. Thank you so much, especially the people who've been around for a long time. Thank you for sticking around. That goes a long way. I really appreciate that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So I think at the end of the day, I think the biggest drive for me moving forward is going to be this podcast. I'm going to use it as a way to talk about current events, mostly in the entertainment industry. I'm not really going to focus on real world stuff because, there's already so much negativity in the world, and I don't want to be a drive for that. I want this to be like a good vibes kind of thing. So you're not going to see much of the real world stuff. If you want to check that out, watch some other fucking podcast. I'm going to talk about movies. I'm going to talk about video games. I'm going to talk about shows I'm watching, whatever it is. And I'm also going to have guests on, most of them being my friends from high school and stuff like that. I have a bunch of people I've already spoken with. I'd love to have my girlfriend on, and a bunch of other people down the line. So I'm actually going to start recording a lot of that after Christmas. It's kind of busy right now with the Christmas season and all that. So, people are busy with their families and whatnot. So I'm waiting until after Christmas is over, and then I'm just going to go full force. I'm looking to go full force into this, because this is something I've been putting off for a couple years now. And I've spent so much money on this equipment. I'd like it to go to good use. I got a DSLR, which is something that high school me would be so proud of. I've wanted one of these cameras since high school. Even I don't know about even before that, but like this kind of camera became the standard for a lot of vlogging, and I was like, I really want this, and I couldn't afford it at the time, but I dropped a good amount of money on this equipment. This Rodecaster. This is like overkill. You don't even need this to make a podcast, but like I said, my high school TV studio sensei, Mr. Barry, they got one of these in the TV studio my senior year, and I thought this was like the coolest thing, and I was like, you know what? I want to go all out with this podcast, so I'm going to buy one of these, and so far it works absolutely wonderfully. You can hook up to like 4 microphones on this thing. And it all records to an SD card, and then you just put the SD card in your computer, and boom, you got yourself your recording. And this isn't sponsored either. I did spend my own money on this, and I love it. It's fantastic. And if you got the money for it, this is a great way to record podcasts, especially if you got more than one person. You could hook up to 4 microphones onto this thing, and boom, you got yourself a fun time. I used all 4 microphone slots for the second episode, which you're going to see in a couple days. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I had a great time doing that. So I'm really excited to use this thing all the time, and I can't wait for the future. This is going to be I see a lot of potential with this podcast. I really hope I can make it into something fun for everybody. And I'm just really excited overall. I didn't entirely disappear. I mean, like I kind of, you know, things started to get better for me, I think, around like mid 2021, especially in the last 6 months. Um, I was just lonely and depressed and just had no motivation, like I said. But things started to get better on the summer. Usually, summer is when my mood starts to get a lot better. Because I'm able to do things, and people are home from college, so I can see them, and that was even that alone is great. My friends Evan and Justin, I didn't see for about a year, and I got to see them like in May or June, for the first time at least, since I've seen them. I have seen them a couple more times since, and that's been great. Um, so them, and then also I got into a relationship in June, and that's been great. Hello, Anna. How you doing? Uh, that's been fantastic. Uh, I also kind of slowly started to. I made a couple appearances. I actually, what was it? I joined a Discord call with my friend Larlar for when Steve was revealed for Smash. I think that was back in October 2020. But like, I kind of just I made my little cameo, I guess, in that. Um, and then in the summer I went to Hershey Park with Liam and John. We met up. John and I met up with Liam, and the three of us just chilled for a day or two in Pennsylvania, and that was fun. I did put up a video doing that, so if you want to check that out, feel free to do so. It's just called Hershey Park, and yeah, that I did that, and then the last Smash character Sora got revealed. I decided, I'm not going to miss out on the final Smash character for a pretty long time getting revealed. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to just do this live stream, and I'm going to record my reaction and put it out on YouTube, because I did it here and there with a bunch of Smash characters, and then I uploaded that compilation. So that's kind of been like my small comeback to YouTube after not uploading for almost 2 years. And then this is like my real comeback, I think. And honestly, this is putting me in a better mood. And I hate the fact that I just didn't do anything practically for almost 2 years, but it is what it is. Priorities change, and I, after not being a very social person for a long time in my life, I finally wanted to just be social. And I've learned a lot, especially working in grocery retail. It's you learn a lot about how people are, and I missed out on a lot of that. I did a lot of stupid shit. A lot of ignorant said and did a lot of ignorant, did some even somewhat degenerate shit all throughout elementary, middle school, high school. And it's like, damn, like, and I look back at a lot of that and I'm like, wow, if I knew what I know now, I probably could have done a lot of things differently. But obviously I can't change the past. We all do fucked up shit, and we just got to learn from it. And honestly, I think I'm doing a lot better, and I just like to move forward, and just continue to do my thing, and try and be a good example for other people. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is pretty much all of the first episode. Most of these episodes are gonna be around a half hour to an hour long. The next episode is gonna be around an hour, because we just kind of went on talking for about an hour, a little over an hour. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. If you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, whether it's Anchor, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, feel free to give me a rating and a review. Really appreciate it if you did that. Also, if you're watching the YouTube version, the video version of this podcast, thank you for watching. Make sure you check out the YouTube channel, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'm also on a bunch of social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, etc. I have a Linktree link in the description You can check out all of my stuff through there. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. With that said, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And it's good to be back. I'm really excited for the future. See you guys next time.